Dr. Nancy isn't here today, but that does not mean that the work can stop. So we are up in quarantine. We're gonna be getting weights and temps on the quarantine horses.
Who will save us? Who will save us? When the truth in the shadows, all hands for the hero.
Some cookies. There we go. 101.0. So I'm gonna send my list of all of our temps and weights to Dr. Nancy so she can approve them. But I mean, she's gonna be here before we let them out of quarantine anyway, so.
Be free. Hi.
696. Okay, 102. So, I don't know if you guys remember how she was during intake, but she's like a different horse now. She's not as terrified as she used to be. For like 3 weeks into quarantine, and she's just had a month to decompress, and she's like totally different now. She just was being treated poorly at auction. She's like, this is how people are? Okay, look at that. She's a perfect angel now. This is Kory. 8:38. 29. 8:29. If you want to let them back out.
Go, you're free to go.
Like, I'm gone.
Maybe we can bribe him the rest of the way. Come on. Come on. Come on. Step up. Come on. All the way up. Good boy. What a good baby. All right, 360, I think. Yep. I don't need them both. No, no, no. Just one at a time. Hey, close it, close it, close it, close it, close it, close it.
Close it. Back it up. Go back.
There you go. Yeah, he'll do it.
That's so open.
This is Bandit. He is a 10-year-old standardbred that we picked up at auction, and he is blind. It's probably why he ended up there. Seems like he probably came from the Amish. He obviously raced at some point in time because he is branded. He's only about 10 years old. The Amish like to get standardbreds out of basically after their racing career is done because they're already broke to drive after pulling a cart in like pacing races, standardbred races. This is Banjo. 302.
302.
Good. I think you gained weight, buddy. He looks a lot better. Okay. 103.
The excavators just arrived and they are working around the property. They're going to level some things off, fix some of the roadways, and remove our manure pile.
We own Cane Creek Contracting. We're out here at Horse Plus cleaning up a bunch of manure and building a new driveway. Gonna put in some drainage culverts to try to get some of the mud gone and just clean it up out here.
Angela sent me a photo yesterday on my way back, and I'm like, who are they from? Because it kind of surprised me. And she's like, I didn't look. I'm like, it's okay. 'Cause I know there's no mail gonna be sending me flowers, you know, so I'm like, I'm pretty safe. And it was the sweetest card. They addressed it to Dr. Nancy Hero, and the address here. And it says, thank you for making the best decision for so many horses who need the last act of kindness. You give them the last option of life. I know it is hard. So whoever sent the lovely flowers, thank you very much. I'm gonna leave them in the main office here. That way everybody can enjoy them because it's a team effort, but thank you.
I heard that some people aren't able to eat what they want to eat because they lack an air fryer.
And you assume I know something about such air fryers?
Well, there's one right here with the cord cut, so it's not like we can use it anymore.
Well, John, what happened is there was a recall on the air fryer, so I had to cut the cord. But they said that we could have one in like 8 weeks, so somebody's supposed to remember to bring one, but they keep forgetting. I think they heard.
Nobody reminds me to bring my air fryer in.
Oh, you were gonna donate your air fryer?
Yep, until we get the new one, because I don't
see.
use it.
Hi. I'm looking for all of those carriers, the cages that we use for
The carriers
Dawn
For-
to go in her car. They're not
to
in
take the dogs?
Yeah, they're not in the shaving room anymore.
They're not?
Nope.
Let's go see if we can find them then.
Okay, sounds good.
Is this one too big?
Shouldn't be. Nope. That should be good.
Found one.
Yeah.
Doggies are being transferred today. So thankful for our transfer partners. And if you want to help transfer dogs, or if you want to adopt a dog, please reach out because we could use more.
The X-ray machine is a very fickle creature here at our facility, and I've been taking a lot of X-rays because everyone's said that I am the one that the X-ray machine likes, but I know that the X-ray machine is fully capable of being operated by others. So I've been working with Caitlin today. She assists me a lot when I'm taking X-rays, and now I'm going to have her teach me how to take X-rays. And that way I'll make sure there's no gaps in the training that I've been training her if she can show me and explain to me how to take these X-rays. So we'll see how it goes. Over this way. Little bit. Okay, good. Little more. Good? Yeah. And now we plug it in. Is that like actually plugging into the wall? Putting it in its pretty little box?
Oh, it's case.
You want the camera part to go towards this. And that's the battery pack.
Okay.
Just put it down.
It should slide in there just like that.
So this is a little bit touchy. So
Okay.
you have to be on this screen. You can just click the clover.
Okay.
And it'll tell you. When you see it's moving, that means it's charging.
Okay.
It was good. I hope that I got everything right. I just did what I remembered. I feel like if I was messing up real bad, Tani would have told me. And she didn't say anything, so maybe I did okay.
We were just doing some hands-on learning teaching, and it was quite the experience. My teacher was really rough. She yelled at me a number of times. She made me really nervous. I got through it though.
She sounds awful.
Okay, all joking aside, we're just doing a training teaching moment, and I think Caitlin did a great job showing me how to take X-rays, so yay, good job. She didn't yell at me, and she was very good teaching me, and that means that I taught her right, so yay. But now Dr. Nancy's scrutinizing the X-rays, and she might have some other things to say.
We had 4 horses that were surrendered yesterday. The lady had multiple horses, and she had rescued these from the kill pen several years ago, and the 4 that she brought us were becoming the harder ones to medically manage. Part of our routine now, we're doing their intake X-rays and going through and seeing what we note on the X-rays on top of what we see outwardly itself. So this is one of the older ones. This is the one that's probably in its 30s, just a little peek at the cheek teeth in there. We do have some left, but if you notice the top, there's not many left there. On the bottom you can tell, but the top is getting pretty much next to nothing. So that's a concern, but the history we were given based on her eating patterns, that's consistent. That she has dental issues that we need to worry about.
What, like, there was no mud on there. Like, what is that? Bone broken off?
Oh, no. Tendon.
Okay.
Calcified.
Calcified tendon.
Yep, calcified tendon. We have definite bone erosion. I mean, this is structurally unsound that it could snap if she gets it in the right bind because it's so lytic, so degraded in there, bless her heart. Okay, now again, just this hawk alone, she's a Belgium draft horse. Our joints, bones, the hawk bones, tarsal bones should be a lot bigger and not as compacted. Those are just pretty much smushed. Yeah, she's ring bone. Bad.
It was interesting with this horse is you couldn't see it just looking at her. Usually I can pick up like, ooh, we're gonna be x-raying something in there. I didn't pick it up. Just the way her hooves were, I was like, there's something going on there, but you couldn't see it because she's got hair and everything on her legs. But
yeah, I mean, I watched her walk in, fed her last night to watch her eat. I wasn't expecting to be this bad either. I was expecting, well, yes, we'd have arthritis like the hawks. This is not good for her. So yeah, that's not good at all. The last one had a history of being really anxious, nervous when anybody got on his back. So that was kind of one of the clue ends of, well, let's see what we're gonna find. He was sore when they bought him, and he does have tendons cut in his tail. He is a walking horse, so.
there's his sores on both sides from the girth just eating into his improperly fitting tack. Or very excessive riding. And it's on both sides.
And that takes quite a bit to get it to be that bad. We are touching, it's not really showing up bright white yet, where the bone has remodeled quite a bit, but it's borderline of starting that. So the space is decreasing. We're getting to the point we're gonna start seeing on the x-rays what shows up with that really bright white from the new bone formation from the remodeling. Yesterday we had 4 horses surrendered. They had been rescued out of the kill pen back in 2017-18, depending on which horse it was. And unfortunately, our findings today on their intake exams did match what she was seeing issues: trouble eating, arthritis in joints, painful along the back, things like that. So unfortunately, we did find multiple issues that were not really compatible with quality of life on 3 of them. The 4th one, we're gonna give a chance. There are issues, so it's not that we didn't find anything. They're the ones that have the least impact on quality of life right now. We finished intake on it, and we're gonna give it time, and we'll see if there are any other issues that aren't obvious today that pop up. Watching them daily, I pick up on things. So again, we'll keep watching and evaluate for behavior, training-wise, and see what happens.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have a bit of a situation today. The situation is that we have multiple wild mustangs who need their feet trimmed. Thankfully, we have a full-time vet on site now, and we have lots of drugs. And so in order to decrease their stress and increase our safety and their safety, we're just going to be sedating them, giving them basically a castration level dose of sedation, laying them down on the ground and getting their feet done. And it'll be safer for everyone. They'll get their feet done. It'll be great, theoretically.
The dark one really wasn't bad at all. Yeah. I was able to nip almost a half inch off your white.
When should we tell him?
She was a little long.
This is Millie. We originally got Millie as owner surrender last year. My buddy actually ended up adopting her, and she had to be returned because she was attacking his calves, and he runs a cow-calf operation.
However, she could be used as somebody's little pasture ornament. She does need work on haltering, but once you get her caught, she is actually pretty good. So she just needs someone that could gain her trust and work with her that way.
So it is possible that this is going to be your easiest patient today. And you know it's a bad sign when a mule is your easiest patient.
Right. Do we get to sedate the other ones?
We're laying every single one of them down.
Nice. That's mo better.
This is Amethyst. Amethyst, I have messed with her a little bit here in the chute. She does try to bite you sometimes. And her feet actually look like she has had farrier care in the past at some point. So it is possible that she had been worked with and then she just got left alone and she returned to her feral state. So we have this little fancy tool. It's a safer way to grab this lead rope so I don't have to get my hand in there and possibly get struck at. Freya and Jilly seem to shut down a little bit when we put them inside the chute. Freya likes to move around a lot and Jilly likes to try to jump over the panels.
She wants to be an Olympic jumping horse.
She does, and she has the hops to do it. I've seen them.
Or she wants to set the record for the highest jump.
So remember how I said she tried to jump over yesterday? Tried to jump over this.
And that's like 6 feet?
Yeah. She got up and over it with her top half and then she just kind of fell back in.
She didn't have the momentum.
She got her elbows up to here?
Oh, she had her cinch line up there. Yeah.
Momentum would have got her over it, she just didn't have enough room for it.
Exactly. So I think this will be probably the easiest out of our buffalo today.
Oh, start with the easy ones.
Well, she's the one that wanted to come in. I'm not being picky. Whoever wants to come can come in and get trimmed.
Hard feet today.
It's not like we're going to be in a problem.
Just awkward angles, trying to figure out how to do things. None of these tools were designed to be used in this position. These are all very awkward angles to work at.
Sorry, we only got 9 more.
Kimberly, if you'll switch places with me, I'm gonna go grab my wolf tooth set, and if she will sleep, I will take it out, and if not, we'll just leave it. So, but I'll have it ready in case we can take advantage of this time. We'll help whoever adopts her by getting that out. She has a wolf tooth, which is the first premolar that can interfere with the bit sometimes, make them painful. She only has one on the right side. While we have her down today, I'm going to remove that one if she will let me, and if not, we'll do it another day, but it just help the next person who gets her from it being an issue. And what this does, it just literally goes in around the tooth, cuts out the gum, and I just gently kind of pry to work the root loose. Some of them have longer roots than others. Just a thought of, and you can hear it just snapped a little bit, which is good. And there's one little part. Yeah, little part there. So not a huge major one. Nothing left in the socket there. And a lot of times they'll reabsorb and fall out on their own. So sometimes they're an issue, sometimes they're not. But while we have her, it's not going to hurt her. She's current on her tetanus, and that heals in really quickly. So, okay, sweetheart.
Going pretty good. Going pretty good. It's more difficult to work on them when they're laid down. But we're doing our best, and we're definitely making improvements. So that's what we're here for. I like the matting.
Me too. I was thinking about that with Candy, and then we had another horse come through here, and Dr. Nancy had asked Keith to do it, and then a couple hours later, I'd asked Keith about doing it, and she said Dr. Nancy beat me to it. Can we put this halter on your face? Oh, thank you, sir. Nose right in.
Let's See, taking care of the flare is the hardest thing to do because you can't really dress them well when they're laying down.
Without gravity.
Right, yes.
He has one wolf tooth on the right side, so I'm just gonna squeeze in here if he'll let us and get that one taken out. There's that one.
Nice.
Little bitty one.
Oh, he's ready to go.
Yeah, we might need to get his halter.
It's going pretty good. I'm not gonna say anything nice because it'll jinx it, but it's going okay.
It's going fair. As my cousin would say, it's going fair.
She's our panel jumper.
Yeah, this'll work. She's a little close to the wall, but as long as she don't wake up and kick me in the head, I think we'll be all right.
We'll let you nap a little bit longer. All right, Freya. You're the last one. Get in there. Thank you. Kicking so hard you can smell the burnt rubber. Just gotta stand there. That's all you gotta do.
Chill. It's not that bad, sweetheart. I promise. It's really not. I'm just gonna touch you, okay? Just gonna touch.
She like pulled it apart.
So we got a bunch of these recently. If we can get some thicker ones sent to us, that would be amazing.
The idea is I'll be over there with the other rope, and then we can bring these ropes together, and then it will, you're not having to reach over. This rope will have the other side of the halter.
I got you.
Because from this, it looks like she wasn't captured till she was 4.
Yeah, so she.
And then who knows how long she was in holding after that. And so she probably just hasn't been handled at all.
Yeah, and again, the older they are, the harder it is.
Exactly, and already being 4.
Yeah.
Before she's gathered.
Miss Freya, of course, is one of the January Mustangs, and she was the one that actually broke out with an active confirmed case of strangles. So she had to spend 30 days up in the quarantine stall in the quarantine barn. So she had no direct hands-on handling during that time. We would switch her from one stall to the next by setting the gates up so we could keep her stall clean, but again, no hands-on handling. So she was, of course, nervous as expected today. We did get her sedated, and we did get her feet trimmed. She just took a little more sedation and a lot of working with her to try to reinforce to her that we're not really going to hurt her. Freya, just again, an unhandled Mustang that unfortunately the system she fell through the cracks of the system, getting adopted out BLM, then nobody really handled her, and then we've ended up with her, so hopefully we can get that cycle broke with her. it was a very fair morning. Everybody had got trimmed, the 5 Mustangs. Oh, and Millie got done as well. Millie was our only star little girl that did not need sedation. So yes, went well.
It's a squeaker. Is it a squeaker? All right, Sam, you ready? Oh. What is that? This is Coco. Coco is an owner surrender, and we keep the dogs in the empty stalls when we're not using them for horses. So they have a pretty large area to run around, but they really love the round pen, because we can turn them loose and they can just play and have fun.
So this is Coco. This is our sweet little girl, Coco. She's been here for probably about a week now, and we've just been loving taking care of her. And you know, we wanna get her a nice home. She's just really amazing dog. We just love her here, so we wanna make sure that she gets an awesome home that's as awesome as her. All right, you ready? Here's your new trainer. This is Kory. I hope you treat him well. She's just a little...
She's a little too much for saddle frame.
Yeah.
Sorry folks, can't do this one.
You're not good enough for a saddle yet, huh? You gotta put you through a little more training. Okay, ready? Sit. Sit. Good. Good. Up. You don't know up, do you? Come. Good. Good girl.
So yesterday was farrier day, and we did end up laying all the Mustangs down just to get their feet trimmed. It is nice having the full-time vet here, so we can do that. If she wasn't here, there would be no way that we can get these horses trimmed, at least for another couple months while I'm working on getting them gentled. So today I am just running them back through the chute. I'm just gonna try to make it as pleasant as an experience as possible. Just try to make it a little easier for the next time we have to do this, if we have to do this. I already got Nadia worked with. She was a lot better today. She let me put the halter right on her. I just groomed her out inside the chute there real quick. I opened up the gate and I worked on leading for about, I'd say 5 to 10 minutes. She will need a lot more work on it, but she was getting a couple steps, and after she did 4 steps, so it was all 4 feet she moved after I asked her. I called that good. I got up to her, I pet her a little bit, and then I took the halter off and I put it back on, took it off about 3 or 4 times. So she might come around pretty quickly. She seems like she's got a good mind on her. Felix, I've already worked with leading a little bit. He's in the chute right now. So I'm gonna give him just a couple minutes just to settle down in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to put the halter on him. And after I get the halter on him, I'm gonna go ahead and kick Nadia out. That way I can have that full pen just to work with Felix. Okay, Felix, remember the last time we did this? I slipped on my butt? Yeah, you do, huh? Let's try not to do that this time, okay? So when I open this up, he is gonna tear out of here. I'm going to set my hands up so that he runs into that pressure. I'm not gonna jerk on him. I'm just gonna set my hands up. Whenever he wants to leave, I'm gonna set my hands and he's gonna run into that pressure until he settles down. I'm just gonna get him to take a couple steps for me in any given direction. I have worked on with him on this before. So I just want a couple steps of leading, and I'm gonna turn him loose and then get the next horse in. Open it up, let him go. And I just have my hand set. I'm just gonna wait on him to stop. And as soon as he relaxes, I will relax. He got that halter in his mouth, so I'm gonna let him work on it a little bit and get it out of there. But if he does try to leave, like I said, I'm just gonna set my hands and get him to get his attention back over here. And as soon as his attention is over here, I relax. I'm just holding a little bit of pressure. I'm not jerking on him. And I don't know if you saw that right there, but I started walking away and he put his attention towards me. So I went ahead and released that pressure right there. I'm gonna set my hands, let him run into it. Wait for his attention to be back on me right here, and then release that pressure. You always start off as light as possible. So right now, he kind of understands if this rope starts to get tight, he needs to come forward. I'm not pulling on this rope at all. I'm starting to pull on it, and he sees that the rope is getting kind of more taut, and he's going with it. There might be a couple times where I do have to put a little bit more pressure, but since we have already worked on this, he has retained this information. So there's not actually much I have to do with this. And with these unhandled Mustangs, you just want to get 1 or 2 things done and then call that good. You stay there. This does not concern you. Good. Right now we have Freya in the chute. Freya was the worst out of the group yesterday. She was kicking quite a bit. She was thrashing around, so I just want to have her in there. And like I said, I'm just going to throw a bucket of grain in front of her and let her just munch away so she realizes that just because she's in there does not mean it's a bad thing. And while she's munching away on the grain, I'm going to see about just grooming her up a little bit and petting on her. And I'll probably have her in there for maybe 5 minutes max. Amethyst is trying to get the grain. We'll let her have a little bit of a break, and I'll go ahead and go up there and do it again. She didn't try to kick at me once there, so I'm pretty happy with that. The next couple times I bring her in, it's pretty much gonna be the same thing. Just me working on grooming her. I'll throw her a bucket of grain. I'll work on petting her, and eventually we'll start working towards getting that halter on her again. Work on getting her butt groomed a little bit more. Maybe down here by her flank. I wouldn't be surprised if she did kick a little bit while I'm here. But I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. If anything, I'm gonna just try to keep doing what I'm doing. She didn't kick, I'll walk away. I'll give her a second to relax, and then I'll go ahead and go to the other side and do the same thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Freya out of there. I'm gonna put her with her friends, and I'm gonna go ahead and go to lunch.
So our loud background noise this morning is we have some guys here doing some tractor work behind us for some drainage issues. So you'll hear that a lot rumbling in the background, getting that drainage work taken care of. I am getting ready to get Miss Ginger out. We're going to do a little walk up and down the hallway just to let her do a little more movement than just around the stall, to get her used to using it more as part of her physical therapy. We can't just turn her out in the field yet, but we can give her some more exercise time. I give credit for whoever had Ginger originally. They did good groundwork with her. She does know how to lead. She actually, once you walk up to her, she will stand, let you put her halter on. So that is always a good thing when they know and have basic manners. It's okay, there you go, get turned around there. Oh, you just pulled it off there. We were doing so good. You're gonna make me cry now, darling. Well, the good news is she's still putting it down fairly good, even without the extension. So we're gonna take that as a positive after I get done internally crying it out.
Say something during staff meeting, we're like, oh, everything's so easy.
I know, Angela jinxed us. She jinxed us. It's always fair. It's never good. We're never caught up. It's fair. It's always just fair. I'm still happy even though she's making me cry temporarily, so. And the only reason I'm crying is because she fights her sedation now, so she's becoming a little bit harder to get the dosage right, but other than that, everything's fine. So, I mean, it's a little temporary thing, and again, she is making progress even without the extension on this morning, but it just shows us that we do need to keep that extension on longer just to help her out, so. And of course, Elijah came yesterday with glue. But again, we're still making progress though. I do like it though still, even though we're not perfect yet. We are so much better than we were. We still are standing up a little bit. Get it back on before I leave today. The ideal is just whatever works. We're gonna try the Elasticon, some Gorilla Tape with it combo, and we're gonna try to do it with her standing, knowing that she's getting creative on her drugs. So we'll see what happens.
We're gonna have so much fun. You just made our day so much more eventful. It's the beauty of having a veterinarian on staff full-time because horses are always gonna do some weird little craziness. And here we are.
The first time actually stayed on pretty good, but again, we dropped her heel and we've had trouble since then, but that's a good thing because she's actually using it more naturally now.
The more of an issue we have with this foot, the more she's using it. As far as like the shoe coming off and like all that fun stuff.
It's a good thing because it's in the right direction. It's just frustrating that we're so close and making progress, and then we're like, okay, we got to keep after our progress. Let's see what we do.
So do we want to try to walk her again?
Yeah, let's walk her and see if it's going to give.
Where we were this morning?
Yeah. Yeah. You are shedding out.
So the whole point of having that on is forcing her to step down and use her heels. So it might look weird, but there's a point to it. Look how well you're doing.
Oh!
No.
I'm gonna have to tape it up her leg. I'm gonna have to risk that. It's the only way it's
Do we
gonna
want to
stay
try
on.
Gorilla Tape down low?
I don't think the Gorilla Tape's gonna stick any better than the Elasticon's the sad part.
You were doing so good.
If there was a way to roughen where it's going to stick better to this. This is our problem. It's sliding off of that. Because it's just... What about if we reverse tape? You're making me cry, child. You're making me cry. Attempt 2. We didn't even make it 5 minutes. No.
No. That would have been good if we made it 5 minutes.
I'm just relieving stress by carefully just unwinding the Elasticon I just so carefully placed on there. One complete roll of Elasticon.
So if you would like to help get Elasticon, check out our Amazon wish list because we do go through a lot of it here.
4-inch is the preferred size.
I think it's on our Amazon wish list. It should be. It will be by this afternoon if they sell it on Amazon. Check it out. We would love to have a nice box in reserve for days like this.
I am just going to try to get us a better adhesive layer for the elasticon to hook to on that hoof because it's sliding off so easy. So with that, with the Gorilla Tape, I'm going to try to fold the Gorilla Tape over, have one side stick to the hoof, one side sticking out for the elasticon to connect to. Again, I have no clue if this will work or not. So this is, again, thinking out loud, just seeing what we can do.
Do we want to get a hoof rasp and rasp it a little bit?
If we have one, we can.
I will go look.
Those are my tears of like, she's so close to finish out your therapy. She is a sweetheart though. So she is good to work with. And with no sedation today, that is a positive with her, so that's even better.
Dr. Nancy's a trooper. She started out the day being like, oh, there's really not a whole lot on my plate. And Ginger wanted to make sure the plans were changed. The look on Dr. Nancy's face when she went in there to get her this morning was kind of pricelessly sad, but kind of funny at the same time, but don't tell her I said that. And then we thought we got it fixed, and I thought it was gonna last for just like 5 minutes, and we just barely blocked her and it popped off. And then poor Dr. Nancy's face was priceless again. We think we got it. But yeah, fingers crossed, who knows.
What's going on?
Uh-oh.
What is this?
Well, I guess you found out.
What?
Yeah, I guess the cat's out of the bag. So Caitlin and I have decided to adopt Sammy. I know I made the announcement that I was engaged a couple months ago now in one of the episodes, and Caitlin is actually my fiance.
Yes.
And we did meet here at Horse Plus when she came out to adopt a horse.
I came out in November and adopted a horse named Ruger. And during my adoption, Kory brought him up to the office. And that's when I fell in love. It's been love at first sight ever since. So.
But yes, we are going to be adopting Sammy for Caitlin's daughter. She's been talking to me about getting her a pony for a while now. And Sammy would be the perfect fit. He's gentle, he's pretty nice to most people. So we'll see what he needs in order to have a little girl ride him around. Do you want to move his picture?
Yeah.
I met somebody like you.
I should have made you do it. You're taller than me.
Till I met somebody like you. Had no direction.
Sorry, my daughter got a pony, not me.
I met somebody like you. I didn't believe it was true till I.
Actually, it's Chipmunk now. Sorry. You can call him Chip. Hi, Chip. Chip the man. Hey, Chip. You're so cute, Chip. Chip the man. You ready to go meet your little girl?
So we got Sammy all loaded up. I do have to make one quick stop and grab a water trough for him. But other than that, he's ready.